lifting up Jesus, opening his word from Australia, Denmark, Israel, Japan, New Zealand, Northern Ireland, Republic of Ireland, Singapore, South Africa, United Kingdom, Thailand, the Philippines, United States, and throughout the world. You're watching Moriel TV. Hi, this is Tim from Moriel TV and Moriel Radio, here live in sunny California with James Jacob Prasch. Jacob, one of the believers had the question, Dear Jacob, I've been watching recent Moriel TV videos and you mentioned Cair, the Council on American Islamic Relations. I'm not sure what that organization is or what it's funded for, and are they connected with the Islamic Supreme Council of America?
They are connected with it, but it is a distinct organization. CAIR is largely funded from the Persian Gulf and by Saudi Arabia. It comes here and makes the case that Muslims are discriminated against and they're protecting Islamic rights, demanding rights that, of course, Muslim nations routinely refuse to give to Christians and Jews throughout the Islamic world. They basically demand the rights that they refuse others.
I would not advocate that we put a Muslim in charge of this nation.
We ask Mr. Ben Carson to withdraw from the presidential race because he's unfit to lead.
%51% of likely U.S. voters would not personally be willing to vote for a Muslim for president.
Some people thought that a Catholic cannot be a president, an African American cannot be a president.
This is the hypocrisy of it and the hypocrisy of its sponsors. Its front men in America are Hooper and Zogby and people like this. 3 times the Justice Department and FBI associated officials of CAIR with terrorist organizations. It should be closed down on the grounds of national security, in my opinion. Unfortunately, the political whore class, such as the Bush dynasty and others, have pandered to it. After September 11th, the Bush dynasty paid tribute to it, paying tribute to people who were funded by regimes that persecute Christians and that fund the construction of Wahhabist and Salafist mosques and madrasas around the world that promote Sharia and, in effect, promote support for what amounts to radical Islam. This is CAIR. But they have this public relations machine that's well-oiled, well-funded, and supported by the political whore class, including in the Republican Party, very strongly in the Republican Party. People like Oliver Norquist and various other vassals of the Bush machine. You know, people who would sell us down the river to Saudi Arabia and did so after September 11th. Again, they had similar relations with the Clinton Foundation and the Clintons, who were also funded from the Persian Gulf and by Saudi Arabia and so forth. Same idea. The American establishment prostituting itself to Islamic oil money, while the Islamists who are funding it are promoting Sharia and are promoting radical interpretations of Islam that only engender support for militancy. But again, when you're dealing with people like the Clintons or Obama or people certainly like the Bush dynasty, they just don't care. They don't care. Mr. Trump so far has not been all that much better when he went to Saudi Arabia. Didn't say a word about the Saudis funding these things. This is CAIR. If you profile, if a Muslim is security checked at an airport, even though those responsible for the September 11th attacks were all Muslim, they can call CAIR, and CAIR will have lawyers, and they'll begin making complaints to the TSA, all of this kind of stuff. It's a harassment-based organization that should be closed down. I'd personally like to see some of its leaders indicted and criminally prosecuted, the ones that have been associated with terrorist organizations. It is an evil organization in my estimation. It is an evil organization because it has its officials have been associated with terrorist organizations. It is anti-American, it is pro-Sharia, and it is funded by regimes that persecute Christians and suppress human rights, women's rights, etc. This is CAIR. I have no more respect for CAIR than I do the Nazi Party. It is a sanitized public relations machine funded by anti-democratic regimes that basically promotes fundamentalist Islam. It's just a sanitized version of Islamofascism. That's all it is. This is CAIR, in my opinion. Thank you so much for your question. My name is Jacob Prasch.
Blessings, dear friends. Greetings in Jesus. This is your friend Jacob Prasch speaking to you at the moment from the UK. You know, so many of the questions we get in our Roku broadcasts and our Vimeo clips and on YouTube deal with subjects that we deal with much more extensively in our books. We can't, for the sake of brevity, go into the kind of depth in a TV broadcast we can actually go into in a book. But so many of the questions come from material that are expounded in the books on a much more broader scale that it's almost frustrating sometimes that we can't spend hours and hours answering the questions that are given to us. Obviously, practicality dictates that's not a possibility. The books are there. They're available. They're available in print through the Moriel catalog on the Moriel website, moriel.org. But in this day of Kindle and electronic books, they're also available through Amazon, and they're available through Kindle. The three books that would be the most referred to in the questions we receive are the three latest books. The first being The Dilemma of Laodicea. The Dilemma of Laodicea. It's an exposition of the seven churches in Revelation, culminating with the final two churches, Philadelphia and Laodicea particularly, setting the stage for the return of Jesus. The Dilemma of Laodicea would be the first. The second would be Shadows of the Beast. Shadows of the Beast. How the coming Antichrist, how his identity will be revealed to the faithful church. The rapture will not happen. Will not happen, absolutely not happen, until the faithful church knows who the ultimate beast of Revelation is. That is the Antichrist and also the false prophet. How the identity of the coming Antichrist will be revealed to the faithful church. Shadows of the Beast, the second book. And the final and latest one, Harpazo. Harpazo. What the scripture actually teaches about the rapture, the snatching away which takes place between the sixth and seventh seals in the book of Revelation. So these three books, The Dilemma of Laodicea, Shadows of the Beast, and Harpazo, all available on the Moriel catalog, all available through Amazon, and all easily available electronically by Kindle. Thank you so much, dear friends. God bless. May Jesus be with you.